On a rare day off, Jimin often finds himself daydreaming about how he would spend it. If he had his way, he would choose to hang out with Jungkook, his closest friend in the group. The thought of spending quality time together, away from the pressures of their hectic schedules, brings a smile to his face. Jimin imagines a peaceful morning, free from alarms or rehearsal calls. He would start the day by texting Jungkook, asking if he was free to spend the day together. Their bond is so strong that neither needs an elaborate plan, just being in each other's company is enough. The two would meet up at a cafe they love, a quiet spot where they can enjoy each other's presence without the noise of fans or cameras. Over coffee, they talk about everything and nothing, feeling relaxed as they catch up on the small things they often miss while on tour. Jimin treasures the simplicity of their friendship. Whether they're laughing about old memories or quietly sitting side by side, there's a comfort in knowing they don't need to put on any airs around each other. With Jungkook, he feels at ease as the day unfolds. Jimin imagines them wandering the streets of Seoul, taking in the sights they rarely get to see. And in that moment, he realizes what he's always wanted: to hold Jungkook's hand as they walk. It's not about romance, but about the closeness they share. A bond built on years of trust and brotherhood. Holding hands would feel natural, a silent way of saying, "I'm here for you." They've been through so much together, from grueling practice sessions to the pressures of fame. In that simple gesture, there's a sense of solidarity and connection as they stroll through the city. Their hands intertwined, Jimin would feel a sense of calm wash over him. The world outside might be chaotic, but with Jungkook beside him, everything feels manageable. They faced it all together, and this quiet moment feels like a small reward for their hard work. Jungkook, always the playful one, might tease Jimin about being sentimental, but deep down he'd understand. He values their friendship just as much, even if he shows it in his own way. A grin from Jungkook would reassure Jimin that he's not alone in feeling this closeness. Their day might take them to the park, where they could sit on a bench watching the world go by. The silence between them wouldn't feel awkward. In fact, it's one of the things Jimin loves most about their relationship. They don't need to fill the space with words to feel connected. As the sun begins to set, Jimin would suggest grabbing some street food, a guilty pleasure they both enjoy. Sharing bites of tteokbokki or hotteok, they'd laugh about the silliest things, their hands still occasionally brushing against each other's in a way that feels familiar and warm. Jimin often marvels at how effortlessly they understand each other. There's no need for grand gestures or deep conversations. Just the simple act of spending time together, like holding hands, speaks volumes about their friendship. It's a reminder that, despite the whirlwind of their careers, they'll always have each other. He can't help but think back to when they first met, how they were both shy and uncertain about their future in BTS. Over the years, they've grown into different people, but their bond has only deepened. Jimin feels proud of Jungkook, not just as an artist, but as the person he's become. A day off like this would give them both a chance to reflect on how far they've come, both individually and as a group. Walking side by side, hand in hand, they'd reminisce about their shared experiences, the challenges they've overcome, the moments that have shaped them. Jimin knows that, in the hectic world of fame, it's rare to find someone who truly understands you. He's grateful to have Jungkook, someone who knows him inside and out, who doesn't judge him for his quirks, and who always stands by him, even in the toughest times. As they pass by familiar landmarks, Jimin would point them out, sharing stories from their early days. Jungkook might laugh at the memories, teasing Jimin about his old habits. Their laughter would echo through the streets, a reminder that, no matter how big their world has gotten, their friendship keeps them grounded. Jimin imagines the comfort of Jungkook's hand in his, a quiet affirmation of their bond. It's a gesture they don't need to explain to anyone else, something that's just for them. In that moment, Jimin feels like they're just two friends enjoying a normal day. Away from the demands of their public lives. As night falls, they might find themselves at a small, cozy restaurant, the kind of place they can unwind without being recognized. Over dinner, they'd continue their conversation, talking about their dreams for the future, not just as artists but as individuals. Jimin knows that both of them have big ambitions, but days like this remind him that it's not just about reaching the top. It's about who you share the journey with. And for him, Jungkook has always been one of those people. He imagines the contentment of the evening, the way their hands might still find each other under the table, not because they need to, but because it feels right. There's a quiet comfort in the familiarity of the gesture, a small but meaningful way to stay connected. As the day comes to an end, Jimin would feel a sense of gratitude. He's lucky to have a friend like Jungkook, someone who not only shares his passion for music, but also understands the deeper parts of him. They've built something special, and it's moments like these that remind him of that. They might end the night by heading back to one of their places where they could watch a movie or play video games, just like they used to before their lives became so busy. In those quiet hours, they'd fall into an easy rhythm, the world outside feeling far away. Jimin would look over at Jungkook and smile, feeling content with how the day turned out. It's not always about doing something big or exciting. Sometimes the best moments are the quiet ones, where you can just be yourself with someone who truly understands you. If Jimin had a day off, he wouldn't want to spend it with anyone else. Jungkook is more than just a bandmate to him. He's a brother, someone who has been by his side through all the ups and downs. And that's why a simple day of hanging out with their hands intertwined would mean so much. Holding hands might seem like a small thing to others, but for Jimin, it's a way to show Jungkook that he's always there, no matter what. Their bond runs deeper than words, and this simple gesture encapsulates everything they've been through together. As the day comes to a close, Jimin feels at peace. Spending time with Jungkook, even in the simplest way, reminds him of what really matters. No matter how fast the world moves, no matter how chaotic their lives get, they'll always have each other, hand in hand, through it all. As Jimin heads home, he reflects on the day, feeling a warmth in his chest. Spending time with Jungkook has this grounding effect on him, reminding him of the little things that truly matter. Fame, success, and all the chaos of their busy lives seem to fade away when they're together, replaced by a simple yet powerful connection. Jimin smiles at how much their relationship has evolved over the years. What started as a professional bond between bandmates has blossomed into something deeper, a friendship that feels more like family. He wouldn't trade that for anything. There's something special about how Jungkook just gets him without long conversations or explanations. Even when Jimin feels overwhelmed or lost, a day like today, filled with laughter, quiet moments, and simply holding hands, reminds him that he's not alone in this journey. They've seen each other at their best and their worst, and that vulnerability is what makes their friendship so real. Jimin feels secure in the knowledge that he can rely on Jungkook, not just as a fellow performer, but as someone who understands the emotional toll of their lifestyle. Thinking about their day, Jimin realizes that it's not the grand gestures or extravagant outings that make these moments meaningful. It's the comfort of just being present with someone who knows you well, and who doesn't expect you to be anything but yourself.